We got ASAKURA taking on Alex Pantoja, and then we also have GARRY taking on SHAKVAT. Pantoja wants the car crash. He wants to catch him inside the coming in. Each time Pantoja get close to him, he would push away. He's always pushing away, which will leave his head open. This one's running to get space to knock out. This one's trying to fight whatever space he can have. Boom, he gets it, goes to sleep, and that is it. SHAKVAT was landing the better shots of the fight. Like, look at that shot. I mean, GARRY's got a machine. This was close. This was absolutely close. And that's what I'm saying. He has the grappling ability, and he has the, he just needs to work on that car crash. Look at his fucking face. He's like, what the f, mate?
This is something message for you, Demetrious Johnson. I'm the GOAT here. If you want to prove you the GOAT, come back.
Oh, God. What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the channel. We got a Void breakdown. We're going to be doing two Void breakdowns, 1, 2, and 1. Okay, we got ASAKURA taking on Alex Pantoja, and then we also have GARRY taking on SHAKVAT. We're going to do both these fights. The main event was very, it wasn't a 5-round fight, where the co-main event was a 5-round fight. So we're going to be breaking this fight down. Now, here we go. We have ASAKURA making his UFC debut and his flyweight debut, fighting right off the rip, fighting the champion, Alex Pantoja. And there is a little size difference. I think height-wise, ASAKURA might be a little bit taller than him, but it didn't make any difference because when you start grappling, it's a whole different ball game. And even, you know, even Pantoja even looks more thicker than he does too, like more muscle dense. There's way more muscle on him than ASAKURA does. But like I said, ASAKURA usually fights at 135. He came in at 125. And here's the tail of the tape. So on my reaction video, I said Pantoja was 36. He's actually 34. So I got that one wrong. But 5'8", 5'5", 6'7", 6'9" reach. He does have the reach advantage. But like I said, the grappling doesn't matter. Yeah, this is what makes him special right here. It's a 13 knockouts. 13 knockouts. And the way he knocks people out. Pantoja, very successful, finishes opponents as well. But a lot of people like knockouts in the world of America because I was doing both and all they cared about was I big or not. But let us continue, boys. So, but ASAKURA is still young. So I'd like to see him go up to maybe 135. I feel there's no point in try to, you know, make 125 if it's hard for you, because you're knocking out people at 135. So just go up to 135 and have a long, healthy career instead of draining your body going on 135. But here we go. Now here's Pantoja. You know, like I said before, PrizePicks is a daily fantasy sports game where you play directly from your phone. All you got to do is go to your app store and download PrizePicks. And when you do that, make sure you use my promo code MIGHTY. They have a cool promotion going on right now. You play $5, you're going to win $50 no matter what happens in your lineup. And the lineup could be mixed martial arts, NFL, hockey, NBA, you name it, they got it. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the thing. We got Chase Hooper. We went with less in fight time. I knew Chase Hooper was going to out grapple Clay Guida. Clay Guida has been there forever. He's another guy. Why is he at the party still? I don't know. You guys are going to have to ask him yourself. Okay, so we went less with that. Fight time, 9.75. We landed on that. And Alex Pantoja landed less than 60 and a half strikes, because Alex Pantoja has power in his hand. He also has that grappling ability. We knew that if it went to the ground, that Alex Pantoja was going to submit him. We were with Alexander Volkov landing with less significant strikes. SHAKVAT landing less than significant strikes. And then Kron Gracie landing less than significant strikes. Bryce Mitchell landing 2 significant takedowns. He landed 2. And here's the thing about the takedowns. They weren't really takedowns. They were guard pull, because he grabbed them and jumped and pulled guard. So a takedown is a sweep. I shoot, blast a double leg. But if I'm striking with you and I hug you and I jump up and you take me to the ground, it's not a takedown, it's a guard pull. So we covered that one. Cyril Gahn landed less than 74 and a half significant strikes. SHAKVAT landed less than 62 and a half strikes. And boys, we clean house, and you guys are clean house too if you make the right picks at the right place, which is PrizePicks. ASAKURA is good about being outside the void, waiting and then trying to do that check left hook. And there he is right there. He's about to do that check left hook. And there's Alex Pantoja with his right hand up, trying to get to him. And you can just tell he understands the void so damn well, because he does it to a lot of his opponents. We knocked out Kyojo Horiguchi, same thing. He ended up catching Kyojo Horiguchi, dropped him with a beautiful knockout, kill shot, and dropped him. So, and these guys kind of knew what they're getting themselves into. Like I said before, they beat him. They fought him before and they beat him. And I feel Alex Pantoja is a better all-around athlete. Not athlete, all-around fighter, better than Kyoto Horiguchi. Where Kyoto Horiguchi, I feel he's very good at strategizing and he has a way better stand-up game. And he's very unique about about his fights. Like if you beat him and then he comes like Kyle Sakura beat him, he comes back to beat him. Sergio Pettis knocks out Kyoto Horiguchi, then Kyoto Horiguchi comes back and rights that wrong. So, but they had a blueprint to beat Kyle Sakura already, so I wasn't surprised. And as long as you follow that blueprint and you have that grappling ability of Pantoja is so damn good that I knew once the fight got to the ground, it was over. Now, this is what makes Kyle Sakura so damn good is that he times him coming in and does a beautiful flying knee, misses it, but you could tell he had all his eggs in that basket to try to catch Alex Pantoja. Said, okay, I'm going to move around, but try to move it and try to force the clinch game, force the wrestling game, just try to force it. But I don't believe Kai Asakura is well-rounded as a professional, as a mixed martial artist. So that's where he needed something like this to end the fight. Almost like Sean O'Malley versus Merab. I said it before. Sean O'Malley's going to go out there and try to put Merab in a fucking blender, clinch him, go 1, 1, 2, 3, double leg takedown. Sean O'Malley's going to wait for you to pop your chin up so he can hit it and knock you out. Guys who, I'm not saying these guys are one-dimensional, but they are one-dimensional how they approach their fights. Beautiful knee from Kai Asakura, but it misses, and Alex Pantoja is off, and just a little clash of a car crash, but doesn't look like nobody died in it. Okay, and Pantoja was hitting him. Pantoja hit him. He rocked him. I don't think Pantoja realized he rocked Kai Asakura, and Kai Asakura does get rocked in his previous fights. A lot of you guys who are American fans who don't get the opportunity to watch other organization like Ryzen, Kai Asakura has been rocked before. He's been dropped. He's been knocked out before. So I knew when they would exchange, Pantoja would get some good licks off as well. And there's Kai Asakura eating that shot from Pantoja. But Pantoja, you gotta, give the man flowers. He's got a beautiful jab there, heads there, lands that jab on the longer opponent who has a reach advantage. And that's a beautiful jab from Alex Pantoja. Right there, and there's Kai Asakura once again going either left or right, being parallel. Because this guy, when you look at Pantoja wants the car crash. He wants to catch him inside the void coming in. So he's going to have that same type of style like GARRY, where they're going to run, and try to pop, run, pop. To where Pantoja is a bruiser. He's going to come forward, eat a lot of shots, look for the takedown, look for your back, look to submit you, and that's what he did, and that's why he won that fight. Like, somebody who's going to beat Pantoja is going to have to be, one, have an iron chin, be able to be elusive, be big. This is the same photo again, but this is Kai Asakura measuring the void. You can tell he wants that check left hook and right hand. And body kick. And Pantoja was doing a good job. People go bop. He would go 1, 2 body kick or 2, 3 body kick. He'll always finish with body kick because we know when somebody's trying to get away from you, you don't try to punch him, you just throw a kick. And this doesn't, Kai Asakura blocks it with his hand. Hand is out there measuring. Good technique from Alex Pantoja. Head on the right side. Hands are good. No stop hands. Boom, protecting him. But good kick from Alex Pantoja. Boom. And this is one of the things that makes Kai Asakura so good, is that his striking is so quick and so elusive. And here's a beautiful shot, him landing, going 2 to the body over Pantoja. It lands, but like I said before, Pantoja is he's one of the best. And he's fought the best of the best of the division. And he trains with the best of the best of the division, which is Kyoto Horiguchi, Adrian Moraes, Bruno Silva. Beautiful high kick from Kai Asakura. Like the speed advantage to athleticism, I would give it to Kai Asakura. Pop. He's moving fast. Pop. He moves fast. He moves. He has good eyes, but it's fighting, right? It's not an athletic competition. It's a fighting competition. But he was very quick, elusive, beautiful high kick. He sees it. No guessing for Pantoja. He blocks it, doesn't eat it, Boom. Right there. And there's another angle of the head kick. And it's good because it's not your traditional X block, but you can see that it's riding up on his hand right here, right? It's riding up. So if this is a little bit higher, it could have hit the top of the head, but Pantoja does a good job of not overreacting. Almost like if I go pop, if I do a super fast punch, he's not gonna go, huh. He'll be like, it's so fast he doesn't register it. And there are some athletes out there who like you're just too fast for somebody, so it doesn't really register for it. But sometimes that's a good thing for the person who can't really register stuff, because it doesn't make them overreact and get them caught up in, you know, the game the person's trying to play on them. And then there's Alex Pantoja landing on the right hand. And this is the thing that ASAKURA kept doing, because each time Pantoja get close to him, he would push away. He's always pushing away, which would leave his head open. He's going to run this way, right? And that's the thing about the strikers who haven't developed a complete game where, okay, if you know, if it was me, if Pantoja got this close, you don't run away. You step in, you bring this hand up here, start clinching, take this hand here, throw a knee to the belly. He's going to shoot. When he shoots, you sprawl, you look for a crossface, you push the head down, you back up, and then when he's trying to get up, you punch him again. Like, those are the things that go through my mind. Was, okay, if I pop up, I move, Pantoja comes or rushes. Okay, do I run out too far, or do I meet him with that car crash, clinching, come in, elbow, move his head off, right hand? Those are the things that ASAKURA didn't do, because he was looking for that one shot KO, and he kept running away, and that's when Pantoja was able to land those shots and dropping him in between one of those fights. Not the fights, but one of the rounds. I think it was the first round. And then there's a beautiful right hand from. But once again, look what ASAKURA is doing. He's pushing away. He's running away. He's trying to run away from a fight when the person who wants to fight is getting in the range to fight. That's how you guys have to look at this. That's how I look at it. It's like, okay, you have one guy who wants to fight, who wants to create this car crash. You have one guy who just wants to try to catch you coming in. He doesn't want to break down the walls. He doesn't want to break down, you know, Alex Pantoja's game, where Alex Pantoja is willing to break down somebody's game and drown them and then finish them. There's an exchange right there. Once again, look at the difference. One guy's fighting. One guy's running. This one's fighting. This one's running. This one's running to get space to knock out. This one's trying to fight whatever space he can have. So that's the difference when you're looking at these two guys. A double leg takedown. Something. You gotta do something instead of running, because you're not gonna catch. It's gonna be hard for you to catch Pantoja for 25 minutes. Right there again. Pantoja measuring the range, throwing a jab, trying to get a good look on whatever it is. His options, the shots he can look for. Now this was probably the best shot of the night, because he timed Alex Pantoja coming in and he landed that beautiful fucking, like, this is the thing. His stand-up game is so good that if he just mixes in a clinch game, a wrestling game, a grappling game, he will be, there's nothing else I can say. Because the hardest thing I feel like in fighting to be able to get good at is fighting like him. Fighting like him. Be able to move, bop, bop, move, bop, bop, bop. Same thing with like Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley moves good on feet, bop, 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 bop. You think of that for Izzy Adesanya, they move good on their feet, But when it comes to those car crashes, the exchanges in the Muay Thai, the wrestling, jiu-jitsu, it's almost like they know how to do it, but they don't use it as a tool to make the other game look good. And that's one of the things that I'm working on in my Brazilian jiu-jitsu and the gi, is that you're so good at passing around people's guards, but if you start focusing on passing in between their guard, it's going to force them to push you out, which is going to make your outside game passing even better. But this shot right here, where he landed his knee to the liver, was fucking money. I was like, that was a beautiful shot. He timed it coming in, beautiful shot to the liver. Once again, Alex Pantoja ate it, and beautiful shot from ASAKURA. Like, he has a lot of gifts that you can't train. Like, he has a lot of athletic gifts that he doesn't have the speed. He does not have the speed or the, I feel, eyes that ASAKURA has, because two different backgrounds. He grew up doing jiu-jitsu. He grew up fighting in the streets. Like, he has the speed on the eyes on his feet that I don't have, and he also has the range that I have. But the way he's able to move and pop people is very good. Here's Pantoja, but once again, look what this one's doing. He's pushing him away instead of clinching, wrestling, doing something. It's always a push. It's always a push. It's always a push. That's one of the things I love about these stills. Like, when I started doing stills, Matt Hume, he made me do stills of like a lot of fighters. He goes, look where this person is. Look where this person is. He's trying to do this. Now, this is where Pantoja thrives. Absolutely thrives. He gets your back. Look at this. He's got the body. He's trying to lock up the body triangle. And ASAKURA's doing a good job. He's fighting the hands, right? But this is, now that I do a lot more jiu-jitsu, a lot of people, they fight this part. Because once you get this part off, then you can, you know, throw him off the top or whatever. But this is where Pantoja thrives in his fights. He gets there and he lives and breathes and eats there. So don't let him on your back. And here it is. This is the beginning of the end, I believe. Pantoja doing this. Amazing black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So right here, actually, I think we're going to have that still inside of Ian Garry versus SHAKVAT, the body triangle. But right here, I'm going to show you guys right now. So this is the finish. So in order to get out of this body triangle, ASAKURA has to go that way. He has to turn to that side, take this foot behind this foot, walk the knee up, walk the foot up. His legs are going to be extended. Once his knees extended, then you have to turn your hip and push this one down. What I'm trying to say is it's fucking hard to get out of this, right? He gets it, and ASAKURA wants to get his back to the ground so that he can get the choke off, but Alex Pantoja gets it and chokes him out. But one thing I do respect about ASAKURA is that this man goes out in his shield. Like, he's always looking for a knockout, or he's always going to get finished. There is no in between with this man. He's either all in or he's all out. And there it is again, the grimace. I mean, there's this is what sealed the deal. That body triangle right there. Body triangles are very effective if you have the limber to get it. And then there's this Pantoja locking it up again. I call it the tarantula walk. I call it a tarantula walk, where usually when I cross face people, I just walk my hand like a tarantula around this side and then look for the choke. But he was able to secure it, cash himself a $50,000 bonus. And there's another angle of him choking him out. He went palm to palm because he was fighting it. Boom, he gets it, goes to sleep, and that is it. But this is what it is right here. Here's a different angle of it. But yeah, so this foot's behind her. So he's got to go. He's going to take his hips to this way, bring this knee behind that foot, walk his foot up, and then he has a better chance of breaking that body triangle. Especially when you're that fucking skinny. Go get out of that fucking thing. And then there's the end of the fight. ASAKURA gets choked out and Pantoja walks away. I wasn't surprised one bit. You know, when you have a guy who's so dangerous in one area, and you have a guy who's been through war, through the best of the world, through Brandon Moreno, Brandon Royval, I mean, the list just goes on. Like, ASAKURA had to find his chin. If ASAKURA had a better grappling game and a better clinch game and a better wrestling game, then I would have been like, okay, this is going to be a lot harder fight for Pantoja. But I wasn't surprised one bit. His grappling game is just too fucking good. Way too good. There he's walking in. He's like, where's my check? And here we go right here. I mean, you look at it. You have, I mean, that's not bad numbers. 44 to 30 and then 53 to 3. I mean, their percentage is really high. Submission attempt. Yep, he got that. But no takedown attempts or anything like that. But second round, 2-minute 5. Yep. Perfect what that means. But there's just stats right there. Rear naked choke.
This is something message for you, Demetrious.
Oh, Lord.
I'm the GOAT here. If you want to prove you the GOAT, come back.
Oh, God. My black ass ain't coming out of retirement. That is true. I'm not coming out of retirement. I'm going on Aaron Juani's podcast tomorrow, and I'll explain a bit more. But if you guys don't get a chance to watch everyone's podcast, you know, you can't call yourself a GOAT. Here's the reason why. It's because the community and the public perceive you as who you are. Meaning that I never called myself the GOAT. People called me the GOAT. That's how you become a GOAT. You don't call yourself a GOAT. Now, is Pantoja on the way to writing his own legacy? 1000%. He's got 3 title defenses. He's got some amazing fights under his thing. But Demetrious Johnson's legacy doesn't need Alex Pantoja. And that's not a shot. That's not a diss. It doesn't need Alex Pantoja. My legacy has already been written. It's already in stone. You look at a guy like John Jones. John Jones' legacy doesn't need Tom Aspinall. Now, that's a little different situation because John Jones is still active and he's still the heavyweight champion of the world. And you also have Tom Aspinall, who is the interim champion of the world. Now, my situation is that I retired a year and a half. I haven't fought in a year and a half, and I'm still relevant in the sport of mixed martial arts. So, like I said, my black ass ain't come out of retirement. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's look at the stats. Seven finishes. Pantoja is 7. Figueroa is 7. Title fight wins. Should be 15. But I'm not going to count that. 15, boys. 15. If you count one championship, if you count the Flyweight Grand Prix, 15. You count that. Then I got 7. I finished Yo Wakamatsu. That's 8. And then Adriano, 9. So 9 finishes. Should be more than that, though. I should have finished a lot more people in my career, but I wasn't able to. But right here, this is the difference that separates me for why people call me the GOAT and not these guys. Now, Henry is on a different level because Henry beat me. He also defended the flyweight belt. Then he went to 135. He beat Marlon Moraes. And then he also defended the belt against Dominic Cruz. So I would put Henry way up here above all these guys for the things that he's been able to do in mixed martial arts. Now, Pantoja's on his way. Brandon Moreno, he's not a champ. Figueiredo, he's at 135 now. So the only person who could be on that Mount Rushmore, or whatever you guys want to call it, is probably, you know, Henry. And then, you know, I think Alex Pantoja's probably right there. But that's what separates me from these guys and why people call me the GOAT. I don't call myself the GOAT. Do I call myself one of the best flyweights to ever do it? 1000%, because when I was in that motherfucking octagon, I was creating magic, boys. I noticed Alex Pantoja getting the belt wrapped around him by the one and only Dana White. All right, here we go. Wow, this fucking fight was a banger. Absolutely technical banger. Now, SHAKVAT, Ian Garry, both undefeated. SHAKVAT, he likes to press the pace, get on his opponent, uses the clinch game very well, throws lots of knees, looks for the takedown, looks for the submission. Where Ian Garry, almost like kind of like ASAKURA, he's looking to capitalize on you coming across the void, overextending, and that's it. And one day I'm gonna do like a video of like, what do I mean by different styles of fighters? What, like, somebody I need, in order for me to be successful, I need you to come across the void in order for me to be successful. To whereas you have an athlete who's like, I'm coming to get you. We're going to fight. How it favors each other. I'm gonna do a video one day of like me actually training and doing it. But this was a great fight, very technical. Okay, here we go. 30-27, 18-15, 6-1, 6-3, 77-74 orthodox. Yeah, I mean, pretty much fucking identical. They're still super young. Super young. Okay, I don't know if this is between the rounds or after the fight, but I think it's between the rounds. But the body lock. Okay. So this is something interesting that Garry was doing. He was taking the fight to SHAKVAT with the wrestling department, try to get him down as well, which I think that was a smart thing to do. But I mean, look at the balance. He's not even on the ground. He's keeping his balance. Sometimes you have to get off balance to get back on balance. And I'm happy that Ian Garry fought in this position, because you have to. You see a lot of people like, I don't want to fight here. But when you start fighting there, you make the fight a little more difficult for your opponent to actually make adjustments. And it also wears down their gas tank. But there's Ian Garry with a full-blown body lock trying to get down SHAKVAT. Right here, beautiful right hand from from SHAKVAT. And that was the hardest. That's what the biggest thing I felt like with the fight was, is that SHAKVAT trying to get to Ian Garry trying to find an opportunity to get him. That's the same still. He's pushing away, trying to get away from him. Almost kind of like ASAKURA. So I'm gonna go that way. He's probably gonna go that way. And the style is not, it's not, and I'm not saying it's a bad style. It's that you have to rely on them coming across. Beautiful leg kick from Ian Garry. It's checked by SHAKVAT, so it's a check. Then now this spinning back fist that he hit Ian Garry with came out of nowhere. It caught me off guard. I fucking yelped when it landed. But landed a beautiful spinning back fist right on the chin. It wasn't on like the neck or the jawline, but beautiful spinning back fist from SHAKVAT. Like the fight between SHAKVAT and Belal Muhammad's gonna be fucking banger. There's the other angle. So it did land. Like I said, it did land, but it landed right here. It didn't land on this part where it typically puts people out, but it did land. And it's just one of the things because Ian Garry did have his hands up, but it seemed like it just cut right through the guard a little bit. There's an exchange. Now, SHAKVAT does get hit a lot when he fights because his head's right up in front of his opponent. And that's probably a shot that's going to land for Ian Garry. And another right hand for SHAKVAT. And SHAKVAT was landing the better shots of the fight. Like, look at that shot. I mean, Ian Garry's got a fucking chin. I always find it fascinating that he can speak Portuguese. Now, this was the big difference in the fight. Is that each time SHAKVAT was trying to do the takedown against Ian Garry against the cage, it was obviously a body lock, trying to do a trip. But when you do that, the person that you're trying to take down doesn't break their posture. They just stand up. You both are hugging up. But once SHAKVAT started doing a double leg, going down, Ian Garry would break his own posture by going down to defend the takedown, and he would break his own posture. And that's when SHAKVAT was able to get in and land this beautiful double leg. And that's when the fight even got more interesting because they both have a great grappling game. And that's when the submission started going off. But I think this was the thing that made a difference because he took him down. Now, this is so much happened in this fight. That was a difference when he shot. He took him down because he broke his own posture. Now, right here, typically when you do a body triangle and somebody's in your guard, there's no... that's defensive. There's nothing you can do, no submission that I know of, that you can do a body triangle with somebody in your guard. It's to lock them down, right? And now, and it's funny because there's no knee shield in order to create distance and create a void between these two to hit his face. He can clearly reach it. He can bend back like this, but that's only going to go so far. Right? So that's why I like to do the knee shield, and it gives you space to move the arms away, look for arm drag, look for triangle, look for arm bar, body triangle. Your legs and your hips are locked to your opponent, and he gets to stay there and punch you in the stomach. He punch you in the stomach or the face. So I was very kind of like, interesting. You don't typically see a body triangle with someone's in your guard unless you're trying to keep them there. And SHAKVAT just hammered away when he got there. And there's Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is one of the best in the game. Off his back, his grappling game is so damn good. He's won a lot of fights because people won't go in his guard. And he gets back to his feet and ends up knocking his opponents out. But, you know, sometimes you have a guy like Islam Makhachev who goes, I'm coming in that guard. Like, I know jiu-jitsu as well. And he was able to pass in and submit him. So, but very, very high-level jiu-jitsu guy. Now, here's the thing. Once again, here we go. Body triangle. We saw the same thing with ASAKURA versus Ian Garry. ASAKURA versus Alex Pantoja. And this was close. This was absolutely close. And that's what I'm saying. He has the grappling ability, and he just needs to work on that car crash. Like, okay, I'm coming for you. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, he's coming for it. And then I step back and then I catch him. right? But he has the body triangle working for the choke. SHAKVAT doing a good job fighting the choking hand and the top hand. Very, very high IQ for SHAKVAT to understand when he's in danger and when he's not in danger of this choke. Boom, there it is again. Once again, I broke it down for what's his name, Kai and Pantoja. He's got to turn his hips this way, bring this knee behind this, walk it up. Once you walk it up this leg straight, and then you can start working on this grip. There's no way you can break this grip being on that side. It's just super hard. And there's that, boom, that choke is ready to rock and roll. I thought he was gonna try to break his jaw like Hamzat versus Robert Whitaker, but he broke his teeth. But this, you can finish chokes here all the time. There he is right there. It's on the chin. So that's why I was like, just break his chin, break his chin. But that body triangle is such a big thing that you see right here. Now, this, look at his fucking face. He's like, what the fuck, mate? He literally turns all the way around in this man's guard. I've done this before. I've turned my cartilage in my rib when I did it against Yuyo Tatsumiwada when my lights went out, so we're almost done. But I tore the cartilage in my rib. He just turns all, this is just fucking grit and power right here. That's all that is. Grit and power and determination not to give up, not to accept the position. That's all that is. You can't teach that, boys. You cannot teach that. And then there those guys are. They trained together, so they both knew what they were in store for. And it was a great fight, very technical, and it was a good fight to watch. Now right here. Now, for a 5-round fight, you can tell he only landed 6 total strikes, 65. 37 significant strikes. Very, very calculated in their striking in a 5-round fight, right? Takedowns, he tried 10, 2. I think that was the factor 2, just trying to get him down. But great fight. Very technical too. 47, 48, 47, 48, 47, 48. I had a 3-2. That's what I had it. I had a 3-2. Now here we go. Now there's something in the water that you guys can help me solve. How come? Look at this. Undefeated, 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 undefeated. He's finally going to get a fucking title shot. He's finally going to get a title shot. He's finally going to get a title shot. Well, we don't know if he is. That's the question mark. Michael Morales. I'm not sure who that is, but 5-0 UFC. He's getting his title shot. He's getting a title shot. Kai ASAKURA comes in, not one win in the UFC, and he just gets a title shot. There's got to be something. We got to make a bigger deal about these guys being undefeated and going on a 9-fight and 7-fight win streak, and then finally get a title or 6-fight win streak. They got to do it. I don't know, but I just feel that it's about time. I don't care who you fucking fought. Just if you're 7-0, you're 9-0, and you're 16-0 in the UFC, you're 5-0 in the UFC. You got to give these guys a title shots. You just got to do it. There's just, it makes no sense to be undefeated. Like, but I mean, this was a great fight. Mavzar versus Aljo, back and forth grappling. I felt with that fight, Aljo did a good job of wrestling him, and he did a good, and Mavzar did a good job wrestling him. I just felt like when Mavzar got to a position, a dominant position, he was able to get some strikes off against Aljo. That's the only reason why I would give it to Mavzar. I thought Mavzar did a good job. Now here we go, boys. Remember the name, Bilal Muhammad. This is gonna be a great fight. That's all I can say about it. It's gonna be a great fight because their styles are almost similar, and hopefully they both can stay healthy enough and we can see it in 2025, because I'm excited for it and I can't wait to watch it and react to it and break down that fight. And here's Ian Garry. Short notice against the Boogeyman, and I took him to places he's never been before. It's my job now to grow and evolve. I will see the man again, and I'm excited for that day. And I agree. Short notice change. He was supposed to fight. God, I forgot who he's supposed to fight. Yeah, I forgot who he's supposed to fight. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. He was gonna fight Joaquin Buckley, but I can't remember who's. Maybe he's gonna fight Bilal Muhammad. I'm not sure. But a lot of switch up for this gentleman to go from, I think it was Bilal Muhammad, and then go to Joaquin Buckley, and then to SHAKVAT. All three guys do something totally different. So shout out to Ian Garry for taking it the loss like a champ, and I can't wait to see him back. I mean, he's still young. He's like 29 or 30 years old. And here's SHAKVAT getting his hand raised by Mark. Great fight. So, boys, if you guys enjoyed this Void breakdown, make sure you like, subscribe, and also hit the bell to know when we go live. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of it. Did I miss some things? Did I do a good job? Cheers, mate.